So you just started with a new company and you're getting familiar with how the organization is laid out. And then you realize all the department names stink. You've got a finance department, then you've got an accounting department. You've got HR, but you've also got people and culture. You've got so many different departments that sound the same, or the descriptions are just so lousy, it's hard to tell what department does what. Sound familiar? I actually had a client reach out to me that had this particular problem, and here's how I would solve it. So I'm on the root of my intranet site. I've got one file here, Contoso Department Directory. Inside that, I've got every department within the organization with the name of the department, the description of what it does, what responsibilities they have, and then contact information. I've done that for every department in here. And all I have to do now is create an agent grounded on this one file. As an alternate method, you could have a document library that has one document just like this for every single department. Every department can maintain their own document. That way, the burden is not on the administrator to keep this up to date, and the agent would still work. You would just ground the agent on the entire document library. But in this case, I've got everything in one document. All I need to do to create an agent to help out with this whole confusion issue with the department naming and functions is select this particular document and then create an agent. Now, I don't see that in this list, but if I click on this ellipsis button, we'll see create an agent. For you, it may actually be in here depending on your monitor size and everything. But I'm going to click on create an agent. And now it creates an agent that's grounded on this file. But there's a number of things we need to do to make sure this agent does what we need it to do. So we're going to go down to the bottom and click edit. So we're going to have it, we have to give it a good name. This right here, it's not a good name. So let's give it something cooler. So let's give it a cooler name. How about Pathfinder? Because that's kind of what it's doing. We don't know what direction to go in to get help with things because we don't know what department to even reach out to. This helps us find that path. So we have we can set a custom icon if we want to, and we give it a description. This is an agent that helps users find the correct department. This is not the system instructions. This is just a descriptive name for what this agent is going to do. On the sources tab, we can double check that this is grounded on just the information we want. In this case, it's one file. So we're all good here. Now we go to the behavior tab. This is where we can customize things like the welcome prompt when someone starts a chat with this agent or starts a conversation. What message is displayed first? What starter prompts are presented so that potentially they could just click one button, summarize any key highlights, and then click send. They don't have to even type a prompt. So the most common questions someone may have, you would want to include as a starter prompt. If you don't have any, like maybe this is not quite the type of agent that would need those. Now you can get rid of a lot of these, but you will need at least one. So we can get rid of this one and this one, and we can just leave, how do I use these resources? That sounds like a decent question to ask for something like this. Next, we've got the instructions for the agent. These are the system instructions. This is how you're going to tell the agent what its job is, how it should be talking to users, or how it should be responding specifically. You give it a ton of information on what it is, how it should do it, all of the expectations of it, all of that stuff, even examples. All of that gives that agent a lot of context, so it is going to behave just the way you want to. If it's still not quite there, then you would tweak your system instructions until it is. So I've got my instructions right here. They're pretty lengthy. Don't worry about trying to pause the video or anything, because all of these are going to be available down in the description below. There's a link to my blog where I've got all of these, and it's easy to copy and paste straight out of there. Of course, there's other information on there, like blog articles that I'm hoping you'll find useful, but at the very least, you'll find that prompt there. From here, all we've got to do is click Save, because we've finished all three of those tabs, given it everything we need to, and we can start to test this thing out. We'll close this window that pops up now because we don't need to start testing this thing just yet. You'll notice the agent is just a file in this document library. That's how SharePoint agents are by default. But we don't want it to live there because technically anyone with delete access could just delete this file and then poof, your agent is gone. So we're going to be moving this, and what we'll do is we'll click on the Copilot button here at the top. This is how users would normally interact with an agent, but also how the site owner can kind of manage the agents to an extent. We'll click the home button here and we'll see our new Pathfinder agent. So we'll switch to it. We could start chatting with it, but first we're going to click on this agent, the three dots button, three dots here, and we need to set this agent as approved. This will take it from a file-based agent just in the library and kind of promote it up to the site level. You'll see under the agent drop-down list, you'll see approved for this site. This is when we approve it, it's going to move it up there and give us one more option that's really, really important in a lot of cases. So we'll click the three dots. We'll set this as approved and confirm that. And now it'll even tell you, you'll find this agent in the site assets folder or a library. And we should be able to see this thing disappear. Let's refresh this page. Yeah, so now the agent has disappeared because it's now up in the site assets level instead of just being down inside the normal document library level. Now that it is an approved agent, we'll see this new option, set as site default. If you wanted to make this agent the default one that comes up every time someone hits that Copilot button at the top of the page, you would set this as the site default. I don't think it's appropriate here because this is the root of my intranet site. There's probably other agents that would be better for that. But users could always just hit the Copilot button and then switch it from the home agent, which is just whatever. It's called home because the site is called home. That's just the default site grounded agent. They could always just switch to our new Pathfinder agent and start chatting away. Or they could click the three dots and then they can click on the copy link for Teams. Then they can just start a chat with this in a Teams chat. Whichever way they would like, I would recommend training users on all the different ways, both of those ways, that they could chat with this agent so they can do it wherever they prefer. But at this point, we can ask questions like, where do I submit purchase requests? Or how about which department handles purchase requests? And let's see what this agent comes back with. So the department that handles PRs is the procurement department. We'll get a link to the page. Now, right now, there's some kind of a bug going on with agents where the markup for hyperlinks isn't quite rendered correctly. But I know that'll get ironed out sooner or later, so by the time you're trying this out, it may not even be an issue. But you see, we asked a simple question. We got a very short response with the contact information. That's exactly what we want. We don't need a novel to be displayed. We don't need the agent to respond with a whole novel, making us read all this mess when all we really need is a one-sentence response, and it's those system instructions that can kind of cater this to this type of response. Agents can do a ton, and there's a lot of other examples that I've either shown or I'm working on really soon. So if you want to get started seeing the other things you can do with agents and how to do that, then just click or tap the screen, and I'll see you over there.